Hey folks, Jesse here from Onion Grass Gardens, and today's video is going to be the first in a series of videos for 2026 in the food forest. The first one today is my first goal of the season, which is very simply soil improvement. So I'm going to take you along with me as I do some chores around a trellis that was recently built, and we're going to take a look at what I'm doing with free resources in order to build the soil. Recently, my husband and I built this cattle panel archway you see behind me that leads to the campfire right there. And part of the purpose of this is to create human pathways into the food forest, but also the intention is to grow legumes and nitrogen fixers on it. The plan will be next year to have this covered in beans mostly, maybe some peas, so that it can help pump nitrogen in the ground for some of the nearby trees, like that one right there. So what I'm working on today is I'm putting cardboard down around that, maybe some leaves, maybe some wood chips. We'll see what we get to. But first I got to break down the cardboard boxes. Come on, buddy. Out you go. Oh, out you go. All right, so next I'm going to layer in some things that build fertility. We're gonna have some composted, well, I would call it chicken grounds. It's where my chickens have been doing their thing for several years now, and inside the run it's kind of built up this layer of fertile soil. So I'm going to steal some of that, put it on top of cardboard, put down some leaves, put down some ashes, just some general good stuff for composting and plants. Let's break this up a little. Part of the whole purpose of me choosing a food forest over other methods of growing is that I want to grow in a way that gives back to the soil instead of depleting it. I'm not trying to extract from nature, I'm trying to build with it. So you'll see me today using a lot of free resources or resources that are available to me, things like leaves and mulch and ash and chicken poo, because these things are available for me and I can use them to keep what's on my property here and use it to build soil fertility. And so that's part of what this project is all about. And you're going to see me doing that throughout this season. I'm going to be attempting to grow fertility to feed the soil in the most natural ways that I have available as much as possible. All right, next step is I'm gonna grab some leaves from back in here. So the front 2/3 of my property is about the first 2 acres, and then the back is maybe an acre of forest. I actually don't know because I haven't been able to scout it out real well. It is very dense back in there and you can only make your way in so far, and scouting that out is a future project currently. But one of the blessings we have is that the wind blows this direction, which means that when all the leaves fall in the fall, it all blows to the back. And I have these nice piles of leaves in the back here, and we're just gonna borrow some of those for our trellis project to help create some mulch and compost for our spring garden. So I'm trying to finish this as quickly as possible because I don't know how much you rake leaves, but raking leaves in the wind is not a productive activity. So what I've been doing is I've been wetting down the leaves until I can get the wood chip mulch on top. And so we're gonna hurry up and get this done. I want to take a minute to thank my subscribers. If you are here and watching these shows regularly, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. If you haven't yet hit the like and subscribe button, please do leave a comment below, hit the notifications. All of those things help to grow this channel. Doesn't cost anything for you, but it helps get the channel out to other eyes and other people who might be interested in this topic. So again, thank you to those who are already supporting me, and thank you to those of you who are going to support me in the future. I really, really appreciate you. We had some scrap wood and just kind of general yard debris that we went ahead and burnt on a legal burn day, so that we could just get rid of a few things on the property. And now we're going to use this ash and some of this char to help fertilize that same area. So next layer after the leaves, I'm putting ash and char down, and we're going to follow that up with wood chips, and hopefully we can get it done before the storm hits because it's starting to look really dark and cloudy out. We're going to do it. Part of the purpose of this channel is that I want to bring you folks along the way on this journey to build this food forest. I want you to see the mistakes and failures and successes. I want you to see the work that it took to build it. And I just want you to be able to go back also and look at the videos of the progress. What's the progression of this food forest? In 2026, we're starting year 2. And what that means is in year 3 and 4 and 5, when this place really starts popping off, you're going to be able to see the difference of what things were like in 2026 when I was just dumping mulch on things, and 2029, 2030. When all of a sudden there's fruit trees full of fruit, there's perennial greens growing, there's when the whole thing really starts popping off, you'll be able to see that progress and how it happened. So if you are thinking of starting your own food forest, or if you're in your own food forest journey, or if you're just kind of investigating this whole concept, um, you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see for yourself the reality of it and what it takes and what it's like on along the way on this journey.
All right, next is wood chips, final layer for the day. And if you're new to gardening or yard work, um, my preferred tool for this is a pitchfork. But just for funsies, I'm going to show you the difference between using a shovel on wood chips and using a pitchfork. All right. Pitchfork's a superior tool every time. And here I would like to show you Exhibit A of problems of sourcing your wood chips locally. Yeah, I stuck the pitchfork in and got a Coke bottle. Seems the arborist went ahead and threw their drink containers in the wood pile too. All right, so we finished with the tunnel, but now coming up soon, we need to connect all of this into the semicircle that's going to be around our campfire here. So this semicircle is going to act as a windbreak, except of course for the tunnel coming in. I'm just going to let the people and the wind right in, but we are going to be mulching and connecting these areas. I'm considering whether or not to do hugelkultur mounds there and there, because you can see at that point the property slopes downward, and instead of doing swales, I was actually thinking maybe to do a couple of mounded cultures there to just sort of slow the water down and sink it a little bit before it runs off. But that's it for today, folks. We have our lovely little tunnel here that leads over into our campfire. Look at that. That's going to be fantastic. We got to do s'mores or something here.
Thanks for joining me today. The second video in this series is going to be about leafy greens. One of my focuses for this season is going to be a continual production of leafy greens from spring through fall. And the reason for that is very simple. When we started growing our own leafy greens, uh, the flavor and nutrition of them was so amazing. It's beyond what you get in the grocery store. I'm not a big salad person. Um, my husband and I do use things like lettuce and cilantro and whatnot in salads and on tacos and sandwiches, but we're not big salad people. So in the beginning, I wasn't going to grow a lot of lettuces and things. But what we found when we did is the nutritional content of these is amazing when you grow them yourself. Grocery store lettuce is terrible, and grocery store kale is terrible. And grocery store spinach is sad. And when we grew them ourselves, we can feel in our bodies the difference of nutrition that we get. And I found that when we ran out of those leafy greens when their season was done and we had a gap in between them that it was just like my body was craving it. So the next video is going to be on the focus and strategy of what leafy greens I've chosen, what I'm going to attempt to do to keep leafy greens coming throughout the season. So we're going to be doing that. Stay tuned, hit the notification button, and I'll see you there.